Part of what we value is making sure that the customers get the right product. We take a lot of pride in making sure that you order 10 figures, you get the 10 figures, there's a manifest that shows you exactly how many figures were in there, that it was checked, and that we package it with care.
One thing Joe taught me when I first started was he's like, you pack this order the way you want to get it. So we're not just jamming things in the box. Between the cardboard we use and the paper we use and the padding we use, we're not going to pack a box that we don't want to get ourselves.
You see that when sometimes people will post their box and they'll just open the box and say, hey, I got my toys, and they'll show off what the inside looks like. And I like it when I see that. It's like, hey, I remember packing that one, or you did a good job on that. And I think that's important because that process takes time.
My name is Robert Cook. Everybody calls me Cookie. I am the warehouse manager, I guess. I'm in charge of the product, where it lives, and the actual boxing and shipping out of it.
My name is Diego Gesualdo Sandin. I'm the operations manager and head of basically print and labels and customer service and a lot of back-end stuff on the website. If you want the quick and dirty version, I print labels and do a lot of things with Excel spreadsheets.
There you go.
Cookie and I relationship is really good because we communicate on where we're at, what's the best course of action, what is something that will be easier to move to next for the crew. Yeah, we work great together.
I think it's the one that I know, baby. Get out of here, Chris. Put your own. I'm not helping.
I'll take this one because I know Mouse likes that one.
Chris will give me a manifest of what's on the container. So I got to go through it. Gives me a name, a piece count, a case count. We'll say there's 24 characters in a case. We'll get 87 cases of a thing, plus 13 more figures. But then it's all listed separate, so I got to go through it all. I got to figure out where I'm going to put it, how soon we're going to use it, potentially. I know that in my shipping room, I can keep everything's palleted. Everything's on a pallet. So I know a Mythic Legion standard figure case is 24 figures. I know I can fit 35 cases on a pallet. So if there's 120 cases, so it's a minimum of 4 pallets. If I'm doing my math in my head right. So where am I going to put 4 pallets? Now, product comes in, we unload the container, we have 2 hours to do it. We get a window. Lately the windows have been 9 to 11. Once they crack the back doors, we have 2 hours to empty it. We've been knocking them out in about an hour lately. We have 8 or 9 guys that work on it to empty them. I have a plan of where everything's going to go, and I know how many pallets it should be. I know where it's going to go. Only thing that throws a wrench into that plan is the order it's on the container. But we get it unloaded. We're all tired and sweaty and hurting. I kick everybody out of the room because I got to count, and I can't count if people are talking to me. So I got to count. I got to make sure every case is accounted for, which is why another reason we palletize them is that pallet's 35 cases. I have 6 pallets. I know exactly how many we have. We get it, we weigh it, we measure it. Diego prints domestic FedEx labels. I call the FedEx guy. I'm like, I need a truck in 2 hours. And we just start labeling them, and then as fast as they came in, they're out the door.
As I said, I'll process orders, put them in batches, work with Cookie to, figure out what plan we want to proceed with a shipping campaign. We set up, usually it's 4 tables, everybody gets their own table. In this room now, we have it set up where the product is in the middle and there's 2 tables on each side, and it's alphabetical by the packing list. So you take a packing list, you walk down the line of stuff and get whatever you need. Depending on what's the quickest and most efficient form of processing a wave, I'll print orders accordingly.
He'll print anywhere from 2 items up to 10 items, and then 10 and up. So, and it's all divided by number. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, whatever. One guy takes a stack of 6 pieces and does 6 pieces till they're done, and then moves on to 7 pieces. What I try to do is have the low numbers going and the high numbers going. So eventually we kind of meet in the middle. So it's not 4 of us doing 20-piece orders at the end.
And we're either pulling them individually or he's bundling them in a way that makes it easy for us to do a lot in a row. Whether it's 2 of a certain figure, that you can get 2 of those figures, box them. Maybe one person's making the boxes while the other person is stuffing them. So it just depends on what the orders are and depends on the time of year.
After 6 or 8 hours of putting toys in boxes, it gets a little blurry. And it gets a little or you'll pack the same exact order twice in a row and you question the one before. So you go back in and you open that one. It's like, something's weird. Just the sheer volume of orders. You think you charge a day, you're like, I didn't make a dent in what we have. 200 orders go out. It just takes time.
With our team, we could easily export all this work to like a third party facility and pay for them to do it and pick and pack and all that stuff. They just take whatever it is and throw it in a box. They won't tell that, your figure's missing a head, or, the packaging's really screwed up. Here we pay attention to those details. We have a team that not only is small and focused and knows our product, which I cannot emphasize how important that is, especially with toys, but they're collectors that know what to look for.
They package everything in a very methodical way so that everything is not shifting and everything is nice and tight and safe. As a toy fan, that's what I try to put into the packaging, making sure that it arrives safely, that everything is packaged so that things aren't moving around, so that when you open your toy, you're like, great, you're excited, just as excited about the packaging and how well it was packaged. It's just as easy to spend a couple extra seconds, and maybe that time delays us and how long it takes us to ship things out, but I think that's a big part of what makes the shipping team a good team, because we're thinking about that with the packaging. Sometimes Cookie will find a box and he'll put the toy in and he's like, nope, that's too tight, go an inch bigger or whatever. And then and it might take a little bit more time because you have to put more wrap and everything like that, but then the toy has less chances to be damaged. Once it leaves our office, it's gonna go through a lot. We've seen some packages that arrive at people's houses, and had we packaged it, kind of taken the shortcut to package it, then it probably would have been more damaged. But because you have an extra half an inch there, have some bubble wrap there, some brown paper there, a couple pieces of tape, that makes the difference.
In a given week, the amount of customer service queries and emails we'll get this is the thing that my fiance loves about me, which is I can never give a straight answer. Like, I always have to go, well, it depends. That's the thing that she definitely loves when I say that. So it depends, because of course, right after a sale, you get the big influx of people who are like, I checked out with the wrong address, or I accidentally checked out, I forgot to update my address. So we have to do that. And then given a couple days, we'll get the first customer service issue for the first person who gets their stuff. But that's generally the amount, and that's why we got Adam, so to help me out with that, because it was a lot. Again, I've known Adam for so long, I trust him.
I mean, the easiest part is that we're all collectors, right? So you always kind of try to come at everything of how you would want to be taken care of by a company. A lot of the times it just feels like, your friend reaching out because he needs something, and you're more than happy to, help put it right. And we have a really fun fan base, so it makes it easy.
We try to make sure that the quality is there with our shipments, and sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes somebody forgets a figure or sends the wrong one.
We've all been in a position where something's broke or something hasn't come, or there's been a problem, and so we're kind of looking to fix whatever issue you have, kind of in the same way that you would want something taken care of if you ran into that issue.
But I could tell you that it's a very small amount, because not only do I print the labels, but I also have done customer service for years, and we have a great team. We've elected to not just do the easy thing and give it to someone else and then possibly have a bunch of mistakes along the way. We've decided to give people careers. We're providing jobs for people everyone knows and loves in our community.
It's crazy how all four of us just work really well together. Camaraderie, bust each other's chops, joking, talking, laughing. That when you're in that room, there is already a good chemistry with that group, and that just comes together. And we'll be laughing, but then when things get done, we're on that and we focus. We go. Overall, it's a good vibe in that room. Absolutely.
I think that's important to realize that. I don't think people understand about the Horsemen is they really care about us. What people don't realize about our shipping team, though, is it fluctuates. There are days where our shipping crew is Cookie and Dustin, and that's it. And that's just one of the things about being such a small company and trying to find the balance of everything. But when we have all cylinders firing, even when Greg's here too, you know, Greg helps out, and there are days we can get a whole bunch out when we have a full team. And everyone's working hard at a job that I think everybody loves. Well, that's what everybody here does. Everybody here that's come on, I feel, just adds another brick to the foundation of the company, like getting it like that step further, you know?
3, 2, 1. There we go. There he is. Let's go. First container. That's it. Right, you ready? And then we got to do official pound.